Hey everybody, welcome to Indie View Podcast, episode 15, I believe is what this one's going to be. Still here at SciFiCon 2017 in Lake Charles, Louisiana. This guest is Isaiah.
I'm Isaiah Broussard. I'm a web cartoonist. I make Transiltown and Crackers and White Wine, and I also serve as the artist on two comics called Help Wanted and Fight School High School.
Sweet. Dude, I actually bought issue 1 of the Help Wanted, and it's interesting, dude. I really like it. I really do. So, where did you start off? How did you get into drawing besides maybe just like the typical, I doodled in school? I mean, is there anything that really drove you into it, or?
I just remember always wanting to do comics the moment that I found out that comics and cartoons were a profession that people could do. So as soon as I found out that like cartoons aren't real and that there are actually people who make them, I'm like, I want to do that thing.
Yeah. I've been the same way, man. Like I've tried so many times to do different comics and doodle stuff like that. I gotta say, your stuff blows mine away, like hands down, as far as quality of the artwork and like the story. Do you have any influence on the story for?
Not really for Help Wanted. Like David, the writer, will shoot some stuff to me. He'll shoot me a script.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be like, hey, like, can we do such and such thing with the script? And sometimes he'll change it, sometimes he'll not.
Maybe get a better like picture for what's going on.
Yeah.
The subtle change.
He's usually very clear about the things that he wants in the script, so there's rarely anything that I feel like, hey, I don't understand what's going on here. I usually know exactly what he wants me to draw. I can think of one thing in particular, and it's with our issue 2 that's coming out pretty soon. It starts off with this cold opening that was supposed to be a debate between a jokey debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And
oh Lord, I can already hear both sides getting pissed off about this.
Yeah, I remember being very worried about that. And I mean, I make a political webcomic myself, so I understand wanting to get political. But I was worried about that, and I was like, hey, like, especially since I thought the Trump guy was going to be the villain of the issue, because he had only sent me the first 2 pages at the time, and told me that we were introducing a new villain here. And the Trump, he was like this Trump parody named Squirrel Top, and he had like a squirrel that lived on top of his head. And so I was like, hey, can we turn that into like just a generic politician guy with a squirrel on top of his head? And then while we were working on issue 2, I had a lot of hand problems, so I had to take a lot of breaks. And then the election happened.
Yay!
and so we were like, okay, we really can't do like a debates joke anymore.
It's over.
Yeah. So we shifted that character, and he became the generic politician with the squirrel on top of his head.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking some pictures of your stuff before I leave today to go along with this episode, so I can have them on Twitter and stuff like that for people to look at, because this is so amazing. And obviously I'm going to link to your social media stuff as well, so they can get the full catalog and be able to, if they want to, they can go buy stuff. So what's Transiltown about? Because those are you have 3 volumes of those?
Yeah. I have 2 volumes currently, and then an issue, issue number 5. Once I finish issue 6, then I'll print out volume 3.
Okay.
But Transiltown is about this kind of young, shy, awkward vampire boy and his best friend that's this plucky and energetic slayer, and they go on adventures where they meet all kinds of wacky and wild monsters.
Nah. I need more money so I can buy more of this stuff.
Well, that one's online, so if anyone wants to read that right now, they can check it out.
Okay.
It's been taking a break while I worked on Help Wanted, but actually I go back to publishing issues on my website tomorrow.
Awesome.
Monday. Yeah.
So this is going to be, because I'm probably going to be releasing this in at least Probably about 2 weeks. It's good. This is a live recording, but we actually recorded one last night in the gaming section downstairs. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna be much cleaner. What was that? Yeah, honestly, I'm really only gonna be adding in probably like intro and outro music and we'll blurb at the end. So, because one of the deals, I've got 2 paid transporters and I've got a partner from our web that I'm on their website. And I'm going to be doing a word from the sponsor kind of deal where each of them literally gets a word that I'll put into the show.
That's awesome.
So, I'm sure everyone is tired of hearing about the upcoming joke, and eventually it's going to be like, just do the damn joke. Because I'm recording all these, and they're going to be released before I get to the next one, then I'm going to have that in. So, I'm sorry, listeners. You're just going to have to bear your grin for about another 2 or 3 episodes at least. So do you do all these cards here?
Yeah.
Do you just do the drawing, or do you coloring, or both?
Both. There's a handful in there that were done by my friend Zach Q that I used to work on a comic book called Biorhythm with. He did the pencil and the line work for it, and then I colored him. But about 90% of what's in that binder, I drew and colored myself.
This is amazing stuff. He's got little card-size images of, let's see, Superman, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Green Lantern, all the Robin's on the other page, Deathstroke. But there's actually a page in here where he's got a collage of the 3 Pokemon Go teams, and the cards actually fit together as an image. He did the same thing with... Was it the 6 original?
Yeah, the
Gen
6
1
original
Rangers?
Power Rangers, and then also my my Iron Man and War Machine are also composite cards.
Really? I didn't notice that. Yeah. Just 2 cards that go together, or?
Yes, 2 cards.
Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, yeah, I see that. I really got to get pictures. But, dude, we didn't even talk about what,
Oh, we didn't introduce what Help Wanted was, right?
Yeah, we talked about we didn't talk about what it actually is.
Yeah, so just to give the audience an idea, Help Wanted is about a dog who fights against disorganized crime with his sidekick that's a loaf of bread. And just right off the bat there, you can tell that wackiness ensues in this comic book. His mentor is a bowl of dog food.
Hey, I was about to say, what does the dog food do?
That's his mentor. He guides him. You'll see more of him in issue 2.
Okay.
Where he helps him find missions and supervillains to go fight.
Y'all, seriously, this is some of the best $5 I've spent on a comic book. I really do enjoy it. So yeah, keychains and Biorhythm. So what's that one about, dude?
Biorhythm was this web series that I did with old friend of mine, Zach Q. It's discontinued now, but it's about these 2 young kids find out that their father has developed some technology that will change the world, and there are sinister forces that are out to get them and stop them from releasing that technology to the public.
So what can you tell us about the main characters there?
The main 2 characters are this brother and sister duo. There's Hartree. She's a scientist just like her father, but she's been taking care of her younger brother, who, since their mother died and their father's always gone. And then the other character, his name is Jules. He's kind of this rambunctious kind of punk kid. And after the first issue, he gets hurt really bad, and he has to basically get some cyborg technology implanted on him from his sister and another family friend. And then from there, there's some action that happens.
Such a loving family. Let's make you into a cyborg. Sounds like something from Johnny Test, man.
But they did it to save his life.
Yeah.
Not just to turn her brother into a cyborg.
Yeah. That's kind of a distinction.
Yeah.
What? Crackers and White Wine?
Crackers and White Wine is the political webcomic that I make.
Okay.
It was named by Houston Press as Houston's best political webcomic.
Really?
Yeah. I'm rather proud of that. I'm happy.
That is something. Houston area is not a small group.
No.
It's not like, getting that in Beaumont. You know, where there's like 8 people maybe doing something. So.
And then we have Fight School High School up there too, which is a book that I work on with a writer named Matt Gordon. He writes another book called Musings. But Fight School High School is about this kid who gets stuck at this high school for superpowered anime-style fighters. But he has none. He can't fight himself. He hates confrontation, and he's got to learn how to step it up.
That one is going to be on my buy list. No. Okay, so, like, what? Because, shit, there's a manga that has a very similar premise. What's the difference between those
My
two?
Hero Academia?
Yes.
Actually, me and the writer are keeping ourselves from watching or reading it.
Okay.
I had read a couple of chapters, and I was like, hey, dude, like, this is a thing that's happening that's a lot like that thing that we're making. And he's like, yeah, I've heard of it. I don't want to watch it. So we're hoping that...
I know that it has a lot of backstory and stuff like that. So yours is probably unique from compared to My Hero Academia, just in that regard, like just in the backstory and stuff.
Yeah.
But
we're hoping that by staying away from it, we can save ourselves from any kind of comparison.
So this was genuinely just an accidental come up with the same premise.
Yeah, no, like Matt had pitched this story to me a handful of years ago, and since I had been locked down and working on some other projects, it's just been a while before we even got to it. And in fact,
it just finally came up in the queue, pretty much.
Exactly. And then My Hero Academia happened. And so it's just one of those things. Sometimes that happens. That you have something that's very similar.
Ants in A Bug's Life, you know.
Well, you know, I hear DreamWorks Studios actually tries to scope out what Pixar.
Yeah, they actually. As I'm saying that, I was thinking that is a really bad example because that was actually like I've heard the backstory, and that was actually like a stolen idea.
Yeah.
So
no, we're not trying to rip off My Hero Academia. And from what I've read of it, it's different from the direction that we're going with Fight School High School. But since
Finding Nemo and a Shark Tale.
Yeah, right. Like
they're both fish, but you know.
Yeah, and then they come from A Bug's Life to ants. Before that, it's like you guys are doing that on purpose.
Yeah, because one of the executives have actually left Disney after it had been pitched like 4 times, and wound up doing it to like even the release dates were out of spite of each other. Like there was a whole political thing about it. Yeah. So, so is there anything like besides issue 2 of Help Wanted coming up that you're really looking forward to? Is there anything that you would like to do?
I have a book, and you've probably seen the character on my business card. There's a book I'm working on. It's just going to be a short 12-page story. It's going to be part of an anthology that I want to make. The title of my story is called The Funktastic Adventures of Mo Love.
Of what?
Of Mo Love.
Mo Love.
Yes, and it's just going to be this funky space adventure that also I have been keeping myself from watching. What's that other space story that's out right now?
Star Wars?
No, not Star Wars. Not Star Wars. The one made the one that was on animated. I can't think of it right now. I can't think of. No, I can't think of it.
I watched him, dude. I've got a 4-year-old, so I've seen so many kids shows. I'm like, Ninja Turtles in space right now, or
it's a show. It's Space Dandy. I'm deliberately avoiding Space Dandy. Well, it's when I started writing Mo Love, I heard of Space Dandy. I was like, and my friends were like, you need to watch this. I'm like, nope, staying away from that one until I finish.
Dude, the name Mo Love to me, my first thought was Shaft in Space.
That's close. That's very close. I'm definitely going.
That or that. Oh God, what was his name on the SNL character? Oh, it was really creepy.
This is the undercover brother, or
no.
It's not Nat X.
This was 90s, I think.
Okay, I can't think of who it is then.
This was like just past this Sandler and Farley all film.
Okay, yeah.
Anyways, I'll figure that out later.
But yeah, like it's a combination sci-fi with black exploitation tropes. The main character is just this really, really funky looking guy. He's dressed like he's a member of the Parliament band. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I can't wait to get to it. I should be starting that one, or at least I should be starting my part of it. The public probably isn't going to see it anytime soon.
Yeah.
But I should be starting on the first few pages of that this week.
Dude, I mean, is there anything else that you want to talk about? Because
that's all my projects.
I feel like I mean, without really getting into the actual stories and spoil, because all these are so, like, you know, they're issue 5, issue 6 is what you're working on for Transiltown. You're working on issue 2 for Help Wanted. It's like some of these are still so early in their life cycle, pretty much, that it's like, if we get into the stories, we're going to ruin if anyone wants to go and read these themselves.
I can talk a bit about Transiltown stories. I mean, it's got 5 issues, but I've been working on this story since 2010.
Dang.
Yeah, so I've been working on Transiltown for 7 years now.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's a passion project.
It's definitely a passion project.
You go right ahead. I mean, this is here to plug you, so.
Well, there are a lot of fun characters. In Volume 1, Timmy, who's the vampire, and Alicia, who's the slayer, one of the first, like, wacky monsters that they meet is a group of, a b-boy group of werewolves.
Wait.
They're like a breakdancing crew, hip-hop crew.
Okay, it's like a B or like a B level celebrity group, or like beat as in
like B as in b-boy breakdancing.
Okay, yeah.
They're very hip-hop oriented. And my idea there was that I was like, I want to do a story with werewolves, and I wanted to make a werewolf one of the main characters. But I started thinking more and more about werewolves, and, like, you know, they only turn when the full moon is out. And I'm like, well, I have to write every single story under the full moon. And I couldn't help but think to myself, werewolves are kind of lame. And when I was writing the story, I ended up introducing a character to the cast who's a lycanthrope. And the joke there is that she can turn into, like, a giant puppy at will. But I still felt very sorry. I was like, I wanted to write werewolves, and I didn't get there yet. And so I created this hip-hop crew of werewolves, because I was like, okay, I don't want to do the typical thing that you see with werewolves, where, like, they don't like what they are. Yeah. They're kind of loners and they're solitary. I'm like, wolves
they own this. They use it to their advantage.
No, these guys love it. They love that they are werewolves, and they're kind of really aware that werewolves are kind of lame in the monster community because they can't do anything if the moon's not up. So they're out to prove how big and how bad they are.
By breakdancing and beatboxing.
And challenging. Their whole gimmick is that they challenge people. And so the first issue that they show up in, they challenge our heroes to various different competitions. So there's, like, a music competition, and there's an art competition where they're, like, one of them is, like, spray painting a tag. And then there's, like, a martial arts competition. And then the second time they show up is in the 4th issue of Transiltown. And there's this
because you have to let a month go by.
Yeah. They got to come out every once in a while. I can't just. They're too good of characters for me to just leave.
Yeah.
And just do a one and done thing. But they come back when the characters are visiting the beach, and I'm like, they're all about competition, so they're showing up and they're challenging everybody to a surfing battle. So there's this big surfing battle, and there's a monster who shows up.
Wait, okay. I feel like that's not fair, because the wet dog smell at the end of the competition, everyone's just going to be like, you can have it, we just don't want you near us.
Well, there's another whole thing that happens in that story arc, and I don't want to spoil that.
Yeah.
But there's some sort of monster that's lurking on the beach that will get in the way of the competition.
Is it Squidward tentacles?
There are tentacles involved.
I'm not going to ask any further, because
this is a children's comic. Well, no, don't let your mind stray.
It's like, we're at an anime partial convention. You know.
Yeah, Transiltown is an all-ages adventure, so.
Which I realized on the drive over, or possibly last night. No, let's say something that they truly missed to exploit here as a sales opportunity in food. This is Cajun territory, right?
Right.
Boudin, rice. That's a very deep part of Cajun culture, almost as much as crawfish.
Yes.
This is an anime convention. There are otakus here. Everyone knows what a rice ball is. There are no Cajun or crawfish rice balls.
Oh my god, a Boudin rice ball.
And not just like a typical fried boudin ball. I mean, like, you know, with
like shaped like a rice.
Yes,
like
with
onigiri
like
or
some
something.
crawfish inside, or like
God.
some sausage.
I would have been all over that.
I would have no money left for anything. I wouldn't be able to buy. I mean, I wouldn't be able to buy your comic if they'd had that. I'm gonna be griping about that all day.
Yeah, you need to talk to somebody.
I already told him. He was like, "We have the king cake thing." I'm like, "Dude, that. I mean,
No, you got some boudin rice balls, boudin onigiri.
yes."
That. Look, I saw that guy's eyes perk up. Connor heard boudin onigiri. His face turned, or he was looking at something else.
Connor's what is Connor? What are you, good sir? Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, you're at the table.
I'm kind of sharing the table here.
Yeah. What's that? I'm just wanting to introduce. Like, there's someone else here that you've been quiet. Are y'all actually like? Can I get y'all the same? Just happen to be at the same table.
Yeah, we're friends.
Okay.
I'm in Houston. He wanted to try to come to sell his work at a comic convention.
Okay.
So we're splitting the table here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we're splitting a table out of spite.
I hate you.
Can't talk to each other. We have a limited amount of time to speak to each other.
Dude, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook. My page there is Isaiah Broussard Art. Same on DeviantArt and Twitter as well. Or rather, on DeviantArt and Twitter, it will be Broussard Art.
Broussard? Okay.
Yes.
All right, dude. If you're picking this up on iTunes, if you're picking this up on the Indie Game Launchpad website, do follow me on Twitter at IndieViewPod on Twitter. I will be posting and sharing this in just a little bit there once it's published, and I'll be posting pictures of some of this guy's amazing work. So if you want to check it out, that's the place to find it. I just want to give another huge thanks to Isaiah for coming on the show. All the pictures that I took while I was there of his artwork, of the table, stuff like that, I'll be tagging on the show's Twitter with hashtag IVEP15. Real easy, quick search for all you guys that want to see it. The music is, as always, BitQuest by Kevin MacLeod, used under Creative Commons License 3.0. Guys, thank you so much for listening in, and I will see you guys next week with episode 16, Geeks Under Grace. Later.